Hey everyone, it's Donna. Today we are going to tackle something super powerful, a tool that can literally change the game when it comes to hitting your goals and unlocking your full potential. We're talking about the Personal Development Plan. Let's dive right in. You know that feeling, the one where you feel like you're just stuck? Maybe you're not totally sure what the next move should be, either in your career or just in life. You know you're capable of so much more, but for some reason, you just can't seem to bridge that gap. Well, if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And that's exactly what we're going to get into today. So, yeah, feeling adrift. That's the perfect word for it, right? It's like being on a boat without a map or a rudder. And that's precisely the problem a solid personal development plan is built to solve. It's all about taking the wheel and taking back control of your own journey.
Okay, so what is this thing really? A personal development plan, or PDP for short. Think of it like Google Maps, but for your life. It's your personal roadmap. It's not just about dreaming up goals. It's a structured way to set clear, actually achievable goals, and listen, this is the most important part, designing the exact strategies to get you from point A to point B. It's about being intentional, not accidental, with your own growth.
All right, let's talk about the power of a plan. I know what some of you might be thinking. Ugh, another plan? Is this really necessary? And my answer is 100% yes. Let's get into why this is such a total game changer. This is so much more than just jotting down a few goals on a piece of paper. This is about being the architect of your own success. And check this out, because these benefits, they're not just a random list. They create this amazing domino effect. First, you get a real sense of direction. Once you have direction, it's so much easier to stay focused, right? And when you're focused, you can actually measure your progress. And let me tell you, seeing that progress, even small wins, is what fuels your motivation to keep going. The best part? Through all of this, you start to understand yourself on a whole new level, your strengths, your weaknesses, what really makes you tick. It's incredible.
Okay, ready to build this thing? Let's get tactical. I'm going to give you a simple 5-step blueprint. No fluff. Just a straightforward framework you can use to build your own plan, literally starting today.
So here it is, the whole shebang in 5 steps. 1, figure out what you want. 2, get real about where you are right now. 3, build a massive action plan, and I love that name. 4, actually do the plan. And 5, check in, see how it's going, and celebrate your wins. Simple, right? Let's break them down. All right, step 1 is the absolute foundation of everything, defining your goals. You wouldn't just get in a car and start driving without knowing where you're going, right? You've got to know your destination before you can pull up the map. And that means getting crystal clear on what you want to achieve, not just long-term, but in the short term too. Now, the absolute best way to set goals is to make them SMART. You've probably heard this before, but it's popular for a reason. It works. Basically, your goal has to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So a vague goal like, I want to get better at my job, is useless. A SMART goal is something like, I will complete the Advanced Data Analytics course by the end of this quarter to improve my reporting skills. See the difference? It's concrete. You know exactly what you need to do and when. So speaking of big goals, for a lot of us, a huge one is landing a new job, right? Or maybe getting that big promotion. And if that's on your personal development plan, well, we need to talk about your resume, because you can't get the job if you can't even get in the door for an interview. But here is the brutal, honest truth that you need to know. A whopping 75%, 3 out of every 4 resumes, get tossed in the virtual trash can by automated systems, these things called ATS bots, before a real human ever even sees them. Just let that sink in. You could be the perfect candidate, but if a robot doesn't like your resume's formatting, you're out. It's so frustrating. So to hit those big career goals, you absolutely need a resume that can beat those bots. And that's where today's sponsor, MobileCV.ai, is such a lifesaver. They've built a tool designed specifically to solve this exact problem. So MobileCVI.ai is this awesome AI-powered tool that creates a totally ATS-optimized resume for you in like 60 seconds. And it's not just spitting out a basic document. It uses these super professional LaTeX templates, which basically means the formatting is perfect, way, way better than what you can do in Word. So you can be sure it's going to sail right past those resume bots. They even have an AI cover letter generator. The best part? You get 3 free credits to start, and there's no monthly subscription nonsense. You just pay for what you use. It's a seriously powerful tool to have in your arsenal. Okay, back to our blueprint. Step 2. Now that you know where you're going, it's time for an honest look in the mirror. You've got to assess your current skills.
What are you amazing at right now? And this is the important part. Where are the gaps? What's the space between the skills you have and the skills you need to get to that goal? And this brings us to my absolute favorite step. Step 3, create a massive action plan. I just love the sound of that. Look, this is not just a simple to-do list. This is your detailed battle plan, your step-by-step strategy. You need to figure out, what exactly am I going to do? When am I going to do it? What books, courses, or people do I need to help me? This is how you build the bridge to get across that skills gap we just talked about. This quote just hits the nail on the head. If you say you'll start tomorrow, you probably won't. It's so true, isn't it? The biggest enemy of progress is later. So the key to your massive action plan is to start now. I mean, right now. The second you set your goal, do one tiny thing. Send one email, watch one tutorial, read one chapter. That initial momentum is pure gold. Okay, on to step 4, and it's a big one. Put your plan into action. I mean, a plan is just a nice-looking document until you actually do something with it, right? It's worthless without execution. This is where you actually schedule the time, you hold yourself accountable, and you check in regularly to make adjustments. It's a living, breathing thing. And last but absolutely not least, step 5, evaluate and celebrate. Please, please do not skip this step. It is so important. When you hit a milestone, even a tiny one, you have to celebrate it. This isn't just about being nice to yourself. It actually rewires your brain. You get that little dopamine hit that reinforces the good habit and makes you want more. And hey, if you hit a setback, that's not failure. That's just data. It's an opportunity to learn, adjust your plan, and come back stronger. Okay, let's have a little reality check. Making the plan is the easy part, isn't it? The real challenge is sticking with it when life inevitably gets crazy. So let's talk about how to actually stay on track. First up, you have to be committed. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You also have to be flexible because, trust me, life will throw curveballs at you. Your plan needs to be able to bend without breaking. Third, your environment matters. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not drag you down. Always be learning. Stay curious. And honestly, this might be the most important one. Practice self-compassion. You're human. You will have off days. Be kind to yourself. Get back up and keep going.
So we've talked about the why and we've talked about the how. Now, it's all on you. The ball is in your court. We're shifting from learning mode to doing mode. So the question is, what's your first move? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is really all about. This isn't just some document you create and forget about. A personal development plan is a promise you make to yourself. It's the path you pave, brick by brick, to become the absolute best version of yourself, the person you know you're capable of being. And let's wrap it up with this idea. If you remember nothing else from our time together, remember this. Set clear, smart goals and create a massive action plan to crush them. That's it. That's the secret sauce. If you do those two things, you are absolutely on your way.
So, my last question for you is this, and I'm not talking about tomorrow or next week. What is the one single small action you are going to take today to kickstart your journey? Think about it, and then go do it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer.